streaming live across the country, tackling the topics everyone is talking about online. Share, engage, and interact. This is Newsfeed Now.
Good Thursday, everybody. Welcome into Newsfeed Now. Hey, we've almost made it to the weekend. I love Thursdays because we are just that much closer into our weekend. This is Newsfeed Now. I am Aaron Nolan. We dive into the big stories that are making headlines right now all across the country, and we start with breaking news this morning. The Supreme Court has ruled that the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, you know it as DACA, was illegally rescinded by the Trump administration. The court rejected President Donald Trump's effort to end legal protections for 650,000 young immigrants. The justices, in a 5-4 vote, rejected administration arguments that the 8-year-old Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, again DACA, is illegal, and that courts have no role to play in reviewing the decision to end DACA. The High Court heard arguments last fall, but again, 5-4 vote ended today. Let's bring in Sandra Sanchez, who is a reporter for BorderReport.com. Sandra, first off, in layman's terms, why is this decision important, and how does it impact those who are making their way into this country?
Well, it gives them the opportunity. Basically, what this is a pause on this program, and it allows, in the meantime, what I'm being told, that Congress to reform immigration laws. This is not an end-all. This ruling, this slip opinion, said that the way the Trump administration ended the DACA program was unconstitutional. They could go in and end it a different way. This doesn't say that DACA, they did not weigh in on the policy itself. But what I'm hearing from representatives from Congress and others is that this is an opportunity for Congress to really go in and comprehensively reform immigration. As you know, last year, the American Dream and Promise Act, H.R. 6, sailed through the House with 271 votes. There were some Republicans. The Senate never took it up. So congressmen are telling me this is another opportunity. Let's take it through again.
Sandra, have you been able to talk to some of those dreamers, as they're called, and what was their reaction this morning?
Yeah, they were completely elated. I'm in South Texas, where there are an estimated, so there are about 700,000 dreamers in the nation, and there are thousands here in South Texas, absolutely. The exact number, but Texas itself has about 30,000 dreamers that are frontline first responder workers. And I spoke to a couple. They said, this gives us an opportunity to potentially become real citizens. They feel like second-class citizens. They pay taxes. They work. They have to review this program every 2 years, and yet they always feel like they're living on the fringe. And they said that this gives them a moment to breathe.
Finally, do you expect this fight is over now, or do you think that there are still things that are going to come out there in Washington, all to do about the border?
No, I don't think the fight is over. Obviously, a lot depends on the November election. Depends if Democrats were to take control of the Senate, that would flip this issue. The way it stands right now, immigration reform is not going to happen, likely, because of the numbers, and depending upon who is elected to the White House. It was a surprising ruling, but it comes on the same week that the court also gave a surprising ruling earlier regarding LGBTQ. And so, there's some hopeful signs to many who feel that this program should continue, and is very warranted for these people who came as youth and through no fault of their own, as they say.
All right.
And need the opportunity.
Sandra, thanks so much. Appreciate you taking the time from BorderReport.com. Very important ruling coming today. Sandra, thank you. We appreciate it. Jean Kennedy Smith, the last surviving sibling of President John F. Kennedy and a former ambassador to Ireland, died Wednesday. Smith served as ambassador to Ireland for 5 years under President Clinton. She also founded an arts education program that supports artists with physical or mental disabilities. Felony murder, it's what the now former Atlanta police officer who shot and killed Rayshard Brooks and now facing. Both police officers who responded to the Atlanta Wendy's, where Brooks had a scuffle with police, are facing charges. Nadia Romero has the latest.
I felt everything that he felt just by hearing what he went through. And it hurt. It hurt really bad.
Rayshard Brooks' widow reacting to the charges filed against the now former Atlanta police officer who shot and killed her husband, and the shocking new details that officers kicked Brooks and stood on his body after he was shot.
And at the time that the shot was fired, the utterance made by Officer Rolfe was, "I got him."
Those are just 2 of the 11 charges former Atlanta police officer Garrett Rolfe is now facing. He could face the death penalty if convicted. His fellow officer, Devin Brosnan, is facing 3 charges, including aggravated assault charge for stepping on Brooks after he was shot.
This isn't like a celebration or a victory lap of watching these officers get charged.
Rolfe's attorneys have responded to the charges in a statement, saying, quote, Officer Rolfe's actions were justified. When Mr. Brooks turned and pointed an object at Officer Rolfe, any officer would have reasonably believed that he intended to disarm, disable, or seriously injure him. And the Georgia Bureau of Investigation now says they were taken off guard by the district attorney's charges, saying in a statement, quote, we have not completed our work. Our goal in every officer-involved shooting case we are requested to review is to complete a thorough, impartial investigation. I'm Nadia Romero reporting.
All right, Nadia, thanks. Turning back to the nation's capitals, our camera got a one-on-one interview with President Trump at the White House. He spoke about the coronavirus pandemic, the economy, and more. Here is our friend Anna Warnicki.
We're working on something that's going to be very dramatic, very good.
President Donald Trump told me in a one-on-one interview that he's not done with efforts to jumpstart the economy devastated by the coronavirus.
I think we are looking at a phase 4. Phase 1, 2, and 3 have been fantastic for people generally, small business owners also, but we're looking at doing something else in addition.
The president says Americans could be receiving a second stimulus check this summer. But as for a second wave of the virus, he says he's not concerned.
Because we know how to put it out.
President Trump is going full speed ahead, holding his first rally this weekend in Tulsa, despite reports of cases increasing in some states, including Oklahoma.
We have over 1 million requests for tickets. There's never been anything like that. Nobody's ever heard of such a thing.
We talked to the president the day after he met with the families of victims of police brutality.
Their whole lives were shattered by what happened. In most cases, it was a problem with police. And it's just devastating. When you meet with them and you hear the stories, it's devastating.
The president said it was important to sign his executive order on police reform.
We have great police, great law enforcement, but you have people that make mistakes and you have some bad ones too.
And the president says he's also on board with the Senate Republican police reform bill unveiled Wednesday morning. Will you support it?
Well, I will, and I've looked at it.
But he says the fate of further police reform is now up to the Democrats, who have threatened to block the bill in the Senate.
Let's see what happens with the Democrats. They want to have, they want to defund, they literally want to defund our police, and frankly, they would abolish our police if we weren't here.
While most Democrats don't want to abolish police, many do want to make it easier to sue officers and police departments for violent acts. We asked the president if, in the midst of nationwide protests over racial injustice,
will it be more difficult to unite the country in the middle of a re-election campaign?
I don't think so. There's a great feeling. I think there's just a great pride in the country.
At the White House, I'm Anna Warnicki.
Anna, thanks. In the midst of a pandemic, it's hard not to feel like your life is on hold. Time just ticks by, right? Second by second, minute by minute, hour by a very, very long hour. And that's the way one woman felt sitting in California with her whole family in Kansas. A quick flight? Yeah, that wasn't an option. But this was. Here's Pat Magana.
What? It's a surprise family reunion 1,500 miles in the making. Alyssa Hudler, daughter of Rex Hudler, reducing her family to tears of joy.
I really like putting on special events, making people feel special. So doing big things for my brothers and my family members is really important to me.
About 10 a.m. in Los Angeles, California. Got stuff all packed, everything packed.
let's go surprise William for his birthday.
Alyssa had been planning this surprise for her brother for weeks. Like many high school seniors, 19-year-old Will Hudler missed out on some milestones this year.
He got snubbed from his graduation. Corona kind of messed things up for him this year, so I wanted to make sure that he felt really special and appreciated, and yeah.
So for his 19th birthday, Alyssa told the family she can't get home from California, but she would send a singing telegram instead, a minion.
It was a total shock for all of us.
Only it wasn't just a minion, of course. It was big sister Alyssa, who secretly traveled from California during a pandemic to give her family a memory they'll never forget.
Wow, no one expected that. That was just so fun. It was so great to see her. We hadn't seen her in a while.
We just lost it. And Cade jumped in her arms, didn't you?
Cade did jump into her arms, and as for Will, he'll never forget the day he turned 19.
Surprise the Hud fam! 2020 was a success!
This was definitely the best graduation / birthday gift I could have ever asked for. Like, I don't know how anything else could have topped it.
One, I love Minions. Two, I love stories like that. Fantastic story. 1,500 miles from California to Kansas. Let's go to the East Coast now. Another journey. One man is on a journey to see his grandmother, but he's not taking a car, bus, or plane. He's using just his feet. He's running. Let's find out how it happened with Anthony Durr.
Typical ultramarathons are 50K, which is roughly 31.2 miles, and 50-mile races. Trying to do approximately 750Ks. So 7 days of 31.2 mile runs. I've done ultramarathons around the world on 4 continents, but this one by far is the most meaningful because this is for my grandmother, Ruth Andres. She's my nana. She'll be 99 in December, and she's in an allied services facility. Every time I would talk to her, it sounded like she was getting, she was afraid about what was going on with the coronavirus. She was sad, she was lonely because she couldn't have any visitors come to see her. It's approximately 220 miles from DC to Scranton.
On June 12th, over the course of approximately 7 days, I am going to try to run 220 miles to see you.
What will that moment be like when I run up and I could see my grandmother in the window and I can wave to her and point to her and I could see the staff and thank them? I hope that I can do it. I hope that I can get the 3 more under my belt and go the distance.
Wow. Do we know? Did he do it, Matt? Oh, it's Friday. He will reach so that's tomorrow. He'll reach the destination, hopefully. Very cool story. Looking forward to that. So from DC to Pennsylvania, that's awesome. Businesses are having to come up with creative ways to keep its customers safe. So what do you get when you put a fried chicken place in southern Louisiana and add a Zipline? Steve, I know you got a joke there.
I don't.
Come on. Fried bird and Zipline, and you got to have something for me.
Zipline joke?
A Zipline joke. Bird on a wire?
I don't.
Okay. Here's Bill Wood.
I would like to order a 5-piece chicken.
When you zip in for fried chicken, your fried chicken now zips out to you on a zip line.
Or is it more of a clothesline?
We can go from point A to point B safely.
What kind of contraption have you invented to deliver fried chicken safely in the middle of the pandemic?
So it's more of a zip line per se, because now we're able to zip the chicken to you safely in about 4 seconds in a distance of about 12 feet.
Safely and deliciously.
The man with a mind like Einstein
holding on the fries for that 5 feet
is Roman Mogillies. Just when a fried chicken figured its best flying days were over, a pandemic put a New Orleans meal deal into the air, like a football ready for a touchdown.
With our social distancing zip line from one end to the next.
It's on the menu at McCarty's Chicken and Fixin' on North Broad, where New Orleans birds get their wings back, where customers wait for lunch to come in for a landing.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
I see enthusiasm, I see enjoyment, I see chicken coming straight to their heart.
A crisis creates creativity, hitting a home run, taking takeout to a new level, elevating fried chicken to some mighty
they love it.
Fine dining.
We love it too.
All right. a bird on a wire with Bill Wood from New Orleans. Bill, first question I have, if the bird comes on a wire, how does the payment go to this place?
That's a very good question. That must mean that you're picking up lunch when we go there a little bit later on.
I am.
Well, he has what sort of, okay, all right. He has sort of what's like a stick with a basket on the end of it, sort of like communion in church. And they send that out to you. You put your money into that, and then they pull it back in. Gloves on, you get your change, and then they push it right back out to you. And then you're you're fine dining on some fine fried chicken.
All right, so you said fine fried chicken. I do want to know, how tasty is this joint?
People around New Orleans, and you know, New Orleans has a fried chicken joint on just about every corner, but this, McCarty's Chicken and Fixin', has been around for years, run by a family. You saw Ramon McGillis there. He, the rest of his family work. I think they really approach every piece of fried chicken as a masterpiece, almost a piece of art. They dunk it, they dip it, they deep fry it. It's really good, according to people who love it. Some people go there every day. Some people make it a once a week mission, a trek to go there and have their fried chicken and now have it zip right out to their taste buds.
All right, Bill.
You like how I did that zip like a quarterback? Yeah.
I mean, that's a decent motion. I think Drew Brees would be proud of you down there in New Orleans on that motion. All right, now, I'm a huge fan of Shark Tank. Is Ramon thinking about maybe getting in front of those guys? Mr. Wonderful may buy the Zipline chicken delivery system?
Let me ask Justin, my 5-time Emmy Award-winning photographer and producer and editor. Do you think this would go on Shark Tank? He thinks it could. As a new invention? Yeah, as a new invention. I think this, well, we're all stuck in this, whatever we're stuck in for what seems like forever and ever. So I mean, can you imagine it with burgers or donuts zipping right out to you? I can't imagine why they wouldn't go. I mean, yeah, Justin says maybe. I say, he gives it a thumbs up, or a thumbs, a wobbly thumbs up. I give it a solid thumbs up. I think it would.
What percentage of the company, if you were working Shark Tank though, what percentage of the company would you want to take, or would it just be those flying birds straight to your belly that you'd need?
I'm a gambler. I'd go for 100%. Yeah, I'd fund them 100%. Why not?
Bill Wood, that's not how the show works.
Think it
doesn't work that way. You need to go back to your 5-time Emmy Award-winning photographer and say, how much should I get? Because you don't know nothing.
Justin?
I would say 25%.
He says 25%.
Okay.
Edit that. He's going to edit that part out. 25%. Okay, 25%.
Okay, now I see why you mentioned that he's a 5-time Emmy Award winner, because he does need to edit you every once in a while, Bill Wood.
All the time in a while.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you taking the time out of the Crescent City, New Orleans, Louisiana. That's our show for today. We'll see you right back here on a Finally Friday. Man, we need it. 10:30 is the start time tomorrow. See you.